Have you ever wondered, what could be the worst year in human history to be alive? No, it's not 1349 when the Black Death ravaged Europe, or 1918 when the Spanish flu wiped out millions across the globe. Surprisingly, historians and archaeologists agree that the darkest year, quite literally, was the year 536 AD. A time so catastrophic that scholars call it the worst year to be alive. The year 536 AD was a time when the world was cast into an eerie shadow. It wasn't caused by war or human conflict. Instead, nature itself turned against humanity. A thick, mysterious fog enveloped Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia, shrouding entire regions in darkness for nearly 2 years. The sun was barely visible, casting only a dim, ghostly light, like a permanent eclipse. Byzantine historian Procopius wrote, "The sun gave forth its light without brightness, like the moon, during this whole year." For people at the time, it must have felt like the end of the world. But what caused this strange phenomenon? Modern scientists now believe that a massive volcanic eruption in Iceland was responsible, releasing vast amounts of ash and sulfur into the atmosphere. This cloud of debris blocked out the sun, plunging global temperatures to some of the lowest levels in recorded history. In fact, according to researchers at Harvard University, temperatures dropped by 1.5 to 2.5 degrees Celsius, a drastic decline, especially in an era when people were already vulnerable to the elements. It triggered what we now call a volcanic winter. In the midst of this environmental disaster, the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire, was hit by yet another calamity: the outbreak of the Justinian Plague in 541 AD, just 5 years after the volcanic winter began. The plague, caused by the Yersinia pestis bacterium, killed anywhere from 30 to 50 million people, which was nearly half the population of Europe at the time. The combination of famine, freezing temperatures, and plague created a perfect storm of suffering. The social and economic impacts were devastating. Cities were deserted, trade routes collapsed, and entire societies were pushed to the edge of collapse. The historian John of Ephesus documented the horror, describing cities filled with the dead and no one left to bury them. Scientists and historians have worked tirelessly to piece together this forgotten catastrophe. Through ice core samples from Greenland, they've been able to trace the volcanic ash back to the eruption in Iceland. Additionally, tree rings from this period show almost no growth, further proving the extent of the climatic shift. This wasn't just a regional disaster, it affected the entire globe. Even in faraway China, the weather was described as *yellow dust raining down like snow. Famines were so severe that entire villages were abandoned, with people fleeing in search of food. So, how did humanity survive such a bleak period? The answer lies in human resilience. Despite facing what seemed like an endless night, communities across the world slowly began to rebuild. People adapted to the harsh conditions, some moving to more fertile lands, others developing new ways to grow food in colder climates. The Eastern Roman Empire, though battered, continued on, eventually recovering from the plague. The human spirit has always been remarkable in its ability to endure. Time and time again, throughout history, we've seen civilizations rise from the ashes of disaster, rebuilding, evolving, and growing stronger. Today, we face our own challenges: climate change, pandemics, and political unrest. But if history has taught us anything, it's that we are capable of overcoming even the darkest of times. The year 536 AD was a reminder of how vulnerable we are to the forces of nature, yet it also stands as a testament to the strength of the human race. We are survivors. We are innovators. And we are constantly pushing forward, even when the odds seem insurmountable. In the end, the story of 536 AD isn't just a tale of despair. It's a story of survival, proof that humanity can endure the worst, and still, against all odds, thrive. So the next time you think about history's darkest days, remember that those who came before us persevered through unimaginable challenges. If you found this journey through history as fascinating as we did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the past. Don't forget to share this video with friends who love learning about the mysteries of our world. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.